Hello and thanks for joining me for another beer review then. Today we've got a beer from a brewery that it was one of the first three breweries I actually used to ever try craft breweries, whatever craft is, but yeah, craftier type breweries. Back going, how long ago now? Early, was it 2013? Something I can't remember, something like that. When they first started, in bottles no less. And they transitioned into cans, and you know the whole story with Beavertown. Anyway, so this is Beavertown, and this is their Solar Flare, a hazy double IPA, 8% ABV. I purchased this at Tesco's. It's one of the Tesco's beers that was around about 3 weeks ago at least. But I haven't reviewed. I can't remember the last time I actually reviewed a Beavertown beer. To be honest with you, used to be a really big fan. Like Gamma Ray, Neck Oil, Black 8 Ball, Black Betty, and then a bit later on, Lupaloid, Bloody Hell. There's another one, but I can't think of it. Oh, Holy Cowbell used to be a really good beer as well. So I've actually got quite an extensive list from these guys from quite a long time ago. Not going to go into all the politics of the brewery, etc. You already know it is. But so let's give this a try off the bat. See what they're all about, and just to see, yeah, just and be open-minded and honest, basically. So I've got quite a lot of Beavertown glasses from back in the day. I've got 3 different brands of this glass from when I visited the brewery. They done a Trillium tap takeover about 5 years ago that me and Jake went to from Jaco Beer. So let's give one of their beers a go and see what it's all about. I can't remember how much I paid for this double IPA. It's 8% ABV, by the way. It's a one of a finger white head. Incidentally, these guys are out of Tottenham Hale, North London. So looking hazy, I'll say that nice one finger head there. Quite tightly packed bubbles in that pour. So yeah, nice kind of orangey in colour. Seems to be quite dark at the moment. I don't know what the lighting's going on here, but it is what it is. Anyway, just a little swirl and a sniff then. I don't know what hops are in this either. I've gone on to Untapped. The commercial description on been on the can. Doesn't state what actual hops are in this, so we're going to have to play it a little bit blind. There is some tasting notes, but yeah. So on the nose, it actually smells. It's almost got a little bit of a kind of a West Coasty feel, and it says it's a double New England hazy, but it's not completely that. There is some other kind of notes in there of. There is a little bit kind of that jammy, marmaladey kind of vibe going through, which I do like in IPAs, but you don't really tend to get too much of that in New England beers. But I'm down for it. I'm all for it. Whether it's a full-on New England hazy or it's got that little bit of both, like a mountain IPA, hazy mountain IPA with a bit of both, we'll wait and see. But on the nose, I'm definitely getting that kind of West Coast vibe-ish. There's some pale stone fruits in there. I don't know, I wouldn't like to say which exactly, but yeah. Bit of apricot. It's quite light almost for a double IPA, say. Let's go into the taste, see what we get out of it. But yeah, it's smelling really decent, to be fair, so cheers. I did say the name of it, the nice Solar Flare. And there's been a few recently off the face of the sun. Or a few CMEs, as they call it. Not going to say it. Now, one of the things that's really kind of standing out for me that is quite obvious, and it's not the flavour's there, it's the whole feel of the beer, body-wise, for an 8% double IPA. The body is really quite lacking That's the only kind of thing that's standing out to me at the moment. For a double IPA, the body it's a medium, low medium body for a double IPA at 8%. As regards flavour wise, it's kind of there. I was expecting just a little bit more though, to be honest with you. And it gives the body actual flavour a kind of, they're hand in hand. A little bit lower than anticipated. The aroma was very good. Definitely got that more jammy kind of note on the aroma, and a nice kind of like a slightly sweeter malt kind of thing coming through. Cereal grain almost. But yeah, really quite a subdued double IPA. Quite approachable if you're not used to the style, and I know this is in supermarkets, and I say it all the time. If you're new to double IPAs, etc., you're probably going to love this. It's a great almost, and a lot of the beers are like this in supermarkets. They're great introductions to a style and ABV of said style, whatever it is, and this is no different. So in that aspect, it's very approachable. If you're scared of double IPAs, not so much double IPAs, but the ABV of beer, because I used to be when I first started going into beers a bit more regular, like double IPAs at 10%, and the ABV used to really scare me. So potentially this could scare you. It's become a little bit more mainstream with the help of supermarket beers and things like that, which is all good. They're also at a certain price point, which is a little bit more acceptable than, say, independent bottle shops. So I get that with the way things are, etc. But from my palate, my point of view, not from a whole kind of price point, but more from drinking other double IPAs and things like that. I would say that this is certainly lacking in certain things, but then that's when the price point comes in. I understand that, I get it. So it's not really criticism, it's just where this beer is against, other beers that are £5-6 a can. As I say, having said that, it's definitely more of an entry level double IPA, I'd say. If you've got like a younger palate, as we say, you're probably going to think, wow, what's this? And I completely understand and get that, because your palate evolves over years. So if you're at the starting base point, this is going to be rock your world if you've never had one of these before. As having said that, it's not a bad beer. It's not horrible. I probably wouldn't buy it again, because there'd be other beers that I would like to try, or I'd buy less beers and maybe spend a little bit more money on one beer rather than getting loads of beers, if you know what I mean. I'd rather buy less beers, for just for a little bit more quality. But that's just me, my palate. But overall, though, it's decent. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's got a nice kind of melony quality to it. I don't know, there's some other tropical fruits in there. There's a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of kind of bitterness towards the back end. For the price point, it's decent enough. And that's really all I've got to say about it. Still more in a can, so happy days. But yeah, if you're drinking on a budget, I mean, maybe I'd buy more of these potentially over the winter if they're still around. More supermarket beers, because you're going to get a little bit more. And I'm contradicting myself, but you're going to get a little bit more beers for your money, for sure. I get that completely as well. But yeah, against other breweries and other beers of the same style, yeah, on that regard, it's lacking, and that's just me being honest with you. But still very, very nice, you know. So for the price point as well, there's lots of things you've got to figure out. But yeah. Anyway, that's Beavertown. Their Solar Flare, their Hazy Double IPA, 8% ABV. It was in Tesco's up until about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, let me know if you've had it before. It's quite a nice looking can. I've always had these snazzy looking cans. I've got some of the old ones up here. So some of the other beers they used to do. I'm just looking at one or two of them now. Beavertown Skull King Double IPA and Double Chin, Double Neck Oil, Beavertown Tropical IPA. I mean, I had quite a lot of beers from this brewery, and yeah, I did. You know, they still have a little. I still have a little soft spot for them, but yeah, two of their core ranges have been a bit in recent years, unfortunately. But that's okay though. Give it a try. Let me know what you think if you've had this before, or go out and give it a try. If you're new to it, go and give it a whirl. Forget about the ABV. Just have one beer, just one, or split a can with your partner or a mate or whatever. And yeah, let me know what you think. Anyway, check out the playlist down below. There's a lot of older reviews from the brewery, etc. So do check them out. I mean, they might not be so relevant these days for what beer you're going to get. The same beers that I did years ago, but it is what it is. All the socials are down below, of course. And thank you for watching.